Sunshine. Cruiser fleet?
Yes?
We have a booking.
On a boat for a fortnight.
You haven't changed your mind, have you? Don't want your deposit back?
No, do we, Al? Begging your pardon, missus.
Us is heading for Stratford-on-Avon.
For Shakespeare.
Comfortable?
Oh, smashing this is. But we just wondered, haven't you put us on the two-berth?
Two-berth? This is a five-berth. Roomy boat, this is.
Well, we thought that like, but we wondered where the 5 berths were.
Well, there's one in the engine room, 2 up front, and 3 in here. Look. I'll show you. This lifts up, then drops down, leg under, cushion in, and you've got a beautiful double bed there. And that's a good single there. And over the engine, yeah. If you cover the cockpit, drop the panel, you've got another good single. And of course, in the fore end of the boat, if you get your feet right under the bulwarks, there's 2 more. And if you have a baby, I can make a bed in between. So it's a 7-berth, really, isn't it?
Ingenious.
Hi, like fish fingers.
Well, you'll want to be started on your adventure. I'll explain where everything is.
Where do we put the stuff?
Oh, it's a very roomy boat, this is. Designed it myself. Once you learn how to pack it, you can get a grand piano in here.
There wouldn't be much room for the notes.
Look, just chuck the stuff in. We'll load en route.
Right.
Now, you have your cooker and sink unit in there. Your water tank is here, and the hose pipe to fill it is in the front end of the boat. I'll show you. Also in here, you will find a spare gas cylinder, a line, and 2 stakes, and a hammer.
What are the 2 stakes and the hammer for?
Mooring.
Don't you just tie up to trees?
You don't know a lot about boats, do you?
Well, I'm an angler.
If you tie a boat to a tree and the boat sways in the night, what happens to the rope?
It tightens.
And if somebody is coming along the towpath, in the dark, maybe drunk, and they don't see the rope, what happens then?
They go arse over tip.
That is why we have mooring stakes and a hammer.
You should have been a school teacher.
I used to be. Now, to go... Now, the lights work quite simply from a battery. Here. There. Only don't use them too much, or the battery goes flat.
Don't you charge it up from the engine?
I haven't got round to that yet. I haven't got a dynamo. Only it'll last a fortnight, or nearly.
It's the first time I've been in this dark to Stratford. It'll be an experience.
Now, the engine. I'll explain the engine.
Ern's the man for the engine. Ern's our engineer and mechanic.
Is he good?
Oh, he's brilliant. He's like a surgeon. To see him on an engine, it's like watching a master artiste at work. He's like a watch repairer with this precision. Ern, come on and have the explanation on the engine.
Me?
You're the expert. I've told the man. I must say, you've stored this economically. Your lass has fixed it with the cake tins, and a dozen shirts, and a change of shoes. Couldn't you squeeze in a gallon jar of pickled onions?
She thought I might be unpleasant to live with in close proximity.
Well, she should know that.
I would like a fag, but I don't think we could stand the heat.
Want to strike a match, do it outside.
No thanks, I'll not bother. I'll just read the literature that you sent for. Our latest up-to-date hire fleet. Our roomy, custom-designed interiors. Cruise the waterways in absolute luxury.
Shut up, the man will hear you. Don't hurt his feelings. You learnt it then, Ern?
Aye, I think I've cracked it.
You better not wear your white yachting suit.
I think I should have brought my overalls.
I'll have to chuck you in the canal. Or you'll mucky the sheets.
You brought your own sheets?
No. The brochure said it were provided.
Yes. Sheets extra. It says that.
Of course it does, Art. Get your magnifying glass out.
Are you absolute beginners?
Aye.
Then I'll tell the wife to bring you sheets, and I'll show you how to work the first lock. That man there's a waterways man. Bit funny. Just try to ignore him. You've got your rights. You see, the art is to get the water in there up to the level of the water out here. So then we can open the gate and bring in our boat. So, we raise the paddles, thus.
And don't lose water.
The water will fill up the lock and you just wait.
And make sure the bottom paddles are filled up.
When the water is level, we can open this gate and bring in our boat.
Might be easier to carry it round.
We get the gate open.
Don't forget to drop your paddles behind you.
And don't forget to drop your paddles behind you. And bring the boat in gently.
And don't smash into the gates at the bottom.
Then we shut the gates behind us.
Here, make sure nothing's jammed or you'll never fill it up. Oh, you! Stop jumping about, you'll be in.
I'm all right. I was champion off the eyeballs.
Don't let him rile you. Keep calm, perfectly calm. Don't let him upset you at all. Now, we raise these paddles and let the water out.
Hey, don't let it rush out till you flood the pound.
The pound is the stretch of water between locks.
Don't even know what a pound is.
Now, the boat will sink to the level of the water in the pound.
And if you let that rope dangle any more, you'll have it tight round your propeller.
Watch that rope, or it'll be tight round the propeller.
What's that rope? It'll be tight round the propeller.
Hey, what's that rope? Will it be tight round the propeller?
Keep calm. He's trying to upset us. He's like this. Naughty man. Now, we open the gate and go out.
Make sure you shut them tight behind you.
We shut them tight behind us and go on to the next lock.
Not without dropping your paddles behind you, you don't.
Do you think we wouldn't have dropped the paddles? Of course we would have dropped the paddles. I always drop the paddles. Think you're the only one who knows how to work a lock? I've worked locks for 10 years.
You've messed about with them for 10 years. You've yet to work them proper once.
Ah, there's the missus. If there's any trouble, you have our phone number. Ring night and day and we'll be out to you. Except between 5 and 7 in the morning when I have my milk round, 11 till 1 when I window clean, and 7 till 10 when I'm barkeeping. Otherwise, we have a night and day service. Goodbye. Good sailing.
Art, I think there's something around the propeller.
Well, get it off.
First, I'll stop the engine. What?
What are you stopping the engine for?
I can't hear. What did you say?
What you stop the engine for?
Well, if I'm looking at the propeller, it might chop my fingers off.
But it won't be going round if it's in neutral.
I didn't think of that.
Well, you're the mechanic.
But you said I was the mechanic, not me. My house has more broken bikes in it than Paddy's Knacker's yard.
Clean the prop.
And hurry up, there's a public house at the end of this run.
What's the time, Art?
8 o'clock.
There's a lot of drinking time going by.
We'll make the pub. Get through this next lot, we'll make the pub in half an hour.
It's a consoling thought. I wouldn't like to get stuck here.
What, in the rolling English countryside? What more do you want?
That and about 10 pints.
Oh, well, I'm with you there. We'll make the pub, don't fret, we'll make the pub. How's it going, Ern?
Polythene round the prop. Polythene bag. I've cleared it.
You're getting very good at the life.
Aye, without really wanting to.
Press the starter. Time to dash for last orders.
Not a squeak.
Not a squeak? Well, get a squeak, you're the mechanic.
I think it's fuel.
He thinks it's fuel.
Piss in the tank, that'll make it go.
It's no good. There's nothing getting through.
Let's desert her and go to the pub.
Can't desert her. Look, I'll go back up and ring the man. You stop here and fix what you can. You stop with him.
I thought I'd come and see if there was a pub near the phone.
I'm going to a private house phone. There's a box for miles around. I'll just stop on the first door I come to. Excuse me, madam, I'm in trouble.
All right, love. We'll settle your trouble first, then you can phone.
Sexually obsessed you are. Ern, be having a look at it.
I think it's the fuel not getting through.
Well, lay the system bare for the man. Abe, you'll get with him. Hold his adjustables.
You see, I work on the basis of logic. Obviously, the system isn't getting fuel. So we must find out where the fuel isn't reaching. Now, if it isn't reaching the carburettor, which we've tried, then it must be blocked further down, at the fuel pump. Now, if it isn't reaching the fuel pump, which we've tried, then the blockage must be further down, at this fuel pipe. Now, if it isn't reaching the fuel pipe, which we've tried, then it's further down.
It's getting perilously near closing time.
How long have we got?
90 minutes.
We can do it when we find the blockage to the fuel supply.
Ern, I'd leave it.
Now I'm getting interested.
It's nothing personal, Ern, but I'd leave it. It's beginning to look a bit de-gutted to me.
Good of you to come then. Up, hey, up.
Hey, here's Art.
I've brought the boatman.
It's been a long time. Been boozing?
No, I phoned it from the vicarage we got talking about brass rubbings. Coffee I had. You never notice your thirst when you've a decent conversation going. I think it's you two drive me to drink. Make way for Den. They call him Dennis. Come on in, Den. Explain the symptoms, Ern.
Well, you see, Dan, I stopped the engine and the fuel wasn't getting through. So I checked the carburettor and it wasn't getting through there. So I knew it must be further down. So I checked the fuel pump and it wasn't getting through there. So I knew it must be further down. So I checked the fuel pipe and
Have
it
you
wasn't...
checked the tap?
Check the tap.
Have you turned the tap back on?
And to think he's the only mechanic we've got. How long will it take to put this lot together?
About an hour.
An hour? The pub? Come on, Art. We'll be back in an hour. Ern, I suggest we go to the pub.
That's a good idea. I've got a thirst on.
Well, come on.
We will not. Desert the man in the middle of his task. Where's your ethics? No, I suggest we get the beds all ready, tidy up. And when we hear that engine go, we get on our way.
But we'll miss it. I'll tell you what. I'll go down the pub alone. You and Ern do all the domestics you wish. I'll fill up with booze and bring a crate back. How's that for a plan?
That sounds good, Art.
All right, agreed. It's going to be quite comfortable, is this? Quite cosy.
The boat's rocking.
We'll get you to sleep. Like a hammock. A lullaby.
I wish you would hurry up with that brown ale lullaby.
Do you think he can carry a crate?
Too heavy.
Aye.
But it's marvellous how many bottles he can get in his overcoat pocket.
Why?
But he isn't wearing his overcoat.
No.
But he might bring small, strong stuff like barley wine.
Aye.
But I fancy a long drink myself, like 5 pints.
Aye.
But if we had 10 pints, we'd be up here all night.
Aye.
So we'll settle for what he brings.
Aye.
Hey, there he is.
Hey,
Come on, eh?
just recline. Surprise him with the comfort. And have your empty glass ready.
I'm wet. Soaked through. I fell in.
You fell in.
Jumping across. This time my jump fell in.
Did you get to the pub?
Aye.
Oh, thank Christ. What was it like?
Closed. By the time I'd wrung myself out, it were closed.
Are we to understand there is no beer?
No drink at all?
Nothing.
On a Saturday night?
We'll be in the Guinness Book of Records.
I suppose you had a drink.
Oh, yes, I did. A gallon of bloody canal water. Very nice. Burton's. I'm going to take my clothes off. Can I get in a bed?
Aye, it's just like home.
The dog's home.
If you'd had a few pints, you'd sleep in the gutter and think it was Venice. Are you all right?
Suffering from severe shock, otherwise fine.
Me too. Saturday night without a pint. Is there another miner in England going
What
through
about me? I fell in the canal.
it? You should have done the honourable thing and stayed in. Head first.
Oh, I'm stiff. Oh, I think I'm dying.
Sarah, love, where are you?
Oh,
Thinks he's at home, bless him.
Sarah, where's your leg? Oh, my own Sarah. I'm in prison.
Ah, well, prison breakfast nearly ready.
oh, I feel as if I've been sleeping on a tightrope all night.
Sarah.
Oh, wake up,
Oh,
you're being
Sarah,
ridiculous.
What's that smell?
Breakfast. Look, all the conveniences that make breakfast lying here. Look, toast.
You'll get breadcrumbs in the bed.
I've had bloody rocks in mine all night, it seems.
Funny thing is, we didn't have a drink last night, but I've got a severe hangover. I never get one when I'm boozed.
Withdrawal symptoms. Hey, have you seen the eggs? I can see them. Don't move.
Too late. I've moved.
Never mind. Scrambled eggs suit everybody.
You've got an amazing sense of survival, Art.
Loving this, man. It's a change. Who wants Blackpool? This is the life. Something new. Change as good as a rest.
Not in bed, it ain't. You know those rock climbers who tie themselves to the face of the rock overnight to sleep?
Aye.
I never thought it was possible, but it is.
Yeah, get a mug of tea inside you while I see to the bacon and egg. Nice, eh? Oh, there's another job wants doing. I can do it from here.
What's that?
Elsam.
In the wardrobe?
That door slides back, turns into a toilet. I've got to load this.
Load it? Not in here, you're not.
With its fluid, it's sanitary fluid.
While you're making the breakfast?
It's all hygienic. Directions for use. Pour half a gallon of water into the toilet container. Turn the bacon, Abe. Pour 1 cupful of fluid into the toilet. The toilet is then ready for use.
Ready for use?
In there.
But when do you empty it?
Let me see instructions. Empty when full. That must be an inch from the top so you don't split on your boots. Turn the bacon on. I'm going to try it. Ern, toilet roll in that box. Had to get out of bed for this. Pity, isn't it?
Yeah. Just a minute, Art.
Cannot wait just a minute. I'm very regular in my habits.
Hold everything.
You tell him, man. That's right, Art. We don't mind living with you, but we're not living with you and yours.
Now, just a minute. We'll all be using it.
We're passing through fields, Art.
What the cows can do, you can do.
It's very nettly countryside.
Harden up, Art.
You'll have a tough skin by the end of a fortnight.
But
No buts. Outside.
From this day forth, the Elson is for ornament.
narrow-minded, anal-obsessed neurotics. It's only waste matter.
Outside!
Mutiny on the Bounty, this is.
I think we could try a bacon sandwich, Abe.
I think we might. I feel the tomato sauce is by your elbow, Ern.
All the comforts of home.
Can you see Art out of the window?
Well, I can see beggars all description.
Brown sauce?
I think not.
Cheers.
Cheers.
And we passed the biggest sewage works in Europe. Real rural. The whole joy of the canals. One minute in a built-up area, and the next you're in country.
Wait till we hit Birmingham. We'll be pining for a bit of greenery then.
Hey, what do you think you're doing?
Making a catapult.
Making a catapult at your age?
Ern has one.
Have you, Ern?
Aye. I've always fancied a catapult.
Don't you ever grow up?
Don't want to, do we, Abe?
We're going to catch one for pot.
One what?
Pheasant, rabbit, out like that.
You'll catch me a pheasant or a rabbit. I don't like that, and I'll cook it in Burgundy for you.
Watch this for style.
Wow, watch this. Let her be in British waterways. Now try that for target practice.
Miss! Dear, let me try. Pass me some ammo.
Oh, well, watch this now.
Look at that!
Take your time on this, you know. Oh, upside down this time. Look at that now.
Here, give it here.
Hey. La Belle Elaine.
Have you noticed how the countryside makes you sexy?
It makes me miss Sarah.
Same thing, ain't it, with you?
Aye.
I don't hold anything against the faithful. How's that for a bit of fresh?
You don't stand a chance against that yachting cap.
I do, you know. She has a subconscious desire for me.
Very subconscious. It's deeper than the Cannock Deep Pit, and that's a buried seam.
Watch. She'll manifest her physical urge for me.
How?
Some small way. Probably discard a piece of clothing as a sign of the urge to strip off for me.
Ready for the pub now, dear?
Yes, if you are, darling.
Winding. Fish are asleep, but I'm in full cry.
said, Rodney, if you have to ask how much it costs to run, you can't afford it.
Speak to her then, Speedy.
It'll break the spell.
I will then. Where are you travelling to, love?
Stratford.
Stratford? That's where we're going. Going to the theatre, are you? To see Shakespeare?
If he's still around.
Got a ticket, have you? Got 2 tickets.
Yes.
We'll see you there then.
Have you got tickets?
Oh, we'll pay at the door, us.
There was a notice further back, no catapults allowed. I think it was meant for children, but I should think it applies to grown-ups as well.
Oh, thanks.
Full cry after the Belleline.
Going flat out. We came for a rustic cruiser, turning this into a powerboat race.
They must have started out early, eh?
That shows the calibre of the man we're dealing with. Leaving her in a single bunk all hot and yearning on the cut.
I must say, sex brings out the poetry in the man.
I must be near Birmingham now.
Hang on, I see our quarry. The Belly Lane. They've tied up.
They must be on the nest.
Life has its ups and downs for the single man, Abe.
They're not tied up. They're drifting. What's wrong with them? Yachting caps hiding behind the cabin.
It looks like trouble. What's that pinging noise?
Hey, what's up, mate? He's down! We're being attacked!
What by? Indians?
Air rifles! Over there! Youth with air rifles! We can't get past!
All right, John. Catapult division. Here, get some ammo.
Thanks.
I'm the General.
You're on a ship, you should be captain.
I'm General of the Land Forces. Ready, lads, 2 from the jack. I'll take the boat in. Ern, you stay with me, keeping in the constant fire from the sea. Abe, you approach by way of land with a pincer movement and attack them hard to the rear. Ready, lads, action station. Go on, boys, go on. Give them what for. Lads. Come on, lads, back to the hut. Right. Have a man.
Well done, Abe.
What about the other 2?
The Belly Lane. Enemy captured and routed.
Ah, good. Now, aren't you going to confiscate anything?
No, not yet. Go on.
Who'd have thought it, eh? I brought you through, though, didn't I? All them locks and things, and I brought you through.
You shouted a lot. I thought we brought ourselves through.
I brought you through. Look at this. Gas Street. This is on my Beauties of Britain calendar at home.
I've got some Beauties of Britain on my calendar at work.
You're being cheap and vulgar again. Hey, look at them old-fashioned canal barges.
Boats?
Barges, you're showing your ignorance.
They call them boats.
Barges? Abe, what do they call them?
Highly painted kennels, I should think.
Do you know they used to live in them? The boatman and his family. Live in them. I'm telling you, they were born and bred in those cabins. The whole breed. Started painting them up like that to brighten them up a bit. The indomitable spirit of the working man. For 100 years they developed their own lifestyle, culture, folklore. And then the employers stopped using the canals anymore and said to them, "That's your lot, piss off, culture and all." I'm going to take some photographs.
Oh, well, I think I'll make a pot of tea.
What do you reckon you're doing, mate?
I'm just taking a photo, brother.
Well, go and take them somewhere else. We don't come taking photographs in your front room, do we? I'm fed up with your people coming round here taking photographs. Clear off with you, will you?
Rejected, eh?
Fair dues. Working man's home is his castle, big or small.
My council house in Leeds is my castle. I got a moat full of rentmen. Hey, there goes La Belle Helene to your truculent boatman.
She'll get it. He'll give her what... He's asked her in. Oh, Abe. Oh, Abe. Wow, Abe. It's a very confined space in there, then, Abe. What if she subconsciously disrobes in there, then, Abe? I meant to tell you. You cannot sit in a boatman's cabin with another person without touching them. This is why they had so many children. Couldn't get to sleep in any other position.
I wish she'd invite herself into our cabin.
We're not traditional, Abe. We're not traditional. We're the noddy boatmen.
Here she comes.
Up the hatch.
And him.
And him. And him. And him. She seems a very promising girl, Abe. You doing, Ern?
I'm writing my card to Sarah.
Card?
Postcard. I'm sending one to Sarah.
Where'd you get it?
At that little canal shop.
Well, have you got any more for us?
There's a shop full of them.
Who's sending yours to, then?
Oh, Sarah. And the rest.
He's a good family man, is Ern, when it comes to the push.
Come on, Ern, hand over. Oh, lovely. Birmingham Centre with views of the cathedral, the rotunda, Holloway Circus, and the Hall of Memory.
Not canals?
No. Have you got canals?
I've got the trump card. You don't mean? No other. Stratford-on-Avon.
Royal Flush? Are you still writing then, Ern?
Just a message.
Who is it to, Sarah, or your publishers?
Let me be, will you, and write your own.
What have you written then, Abe?
Having a great time. Behave yourself. Swalk, Abe.
What, Swalk? That old army stuff?
Sign with a loving kiss.
It's old army stuff, that is. Why don't you sound his old corporal, Abe? Here, listen to this. Shakespearean, this is. Up Kernworth Locks and Minworth's Flight, I've thought of you, my love. Up Farmer's Bridge and Gas Street too, I'll think of you tonight.
Shakespeare. Lavatory verse, that is.
Well, I've heard about writing the Lord's Prayer on top of a pin, but the Bible on a postcard's daft.
I'm going to post mine. Anybody want theirs posted?
We've got no stamps.
I've got stamps. You give them here. I'll post them at New Street.
New Street, are you trying to catch the mail train?
Well, it's quick collection there. I've checked.
Hey! Hurry back. We're going to follow the Belle Helene.
She's tied up for the night.
Yes, but if they go out, we're going to follow them.
You have a wife and responsibilities at home, you know.
Aye. That's why it's lovely here.
I'm off.
He misses Sarah. You've got to give him that. I was best man at the wedding. Took her hand to slip the ring on. Never let it go since.
beauty queen. She kept him fresh too. Sign of a good woman. When she sees me, she will subconsciously disrobe. There it goes. Every time. Remind me to send her to a psychologist when I've had her. Where they going? Down the towpath. Come on, discreet distance. Hey, what about Ern? Ern is on his own tonight.
What can I do for you, gentlemen?
Stand out of the way for a start. Just going in.
Are you off the boats?
Yes.
I'm sorry. This is a club.
Do you mean it's a club? We know it's a club.
We'll have a one-night membership.
I'm sorry. Special night tonight. A special cabaret.
It says down at the canal boat people, welcome. Do you call this a welcome?
That's between June the 15th and August the 12th. Thursdays only.
You might have stated the fact instead of boat people welcome, 6 foot high, neon lights.
Come on, Abe, you can see how it is.
Hey, hang on. He's off the boats.
What's the trouble?
Friends of yours, sir?
Not really. We met en route.
Not members, sir.
And when did he join? Of course, he's always in and out of Birmingham Gas Street, isn't he?
My club card. Always carry it.
You can have these gentlemen in, sir, as guests on your card.
I would normally, but tonight's a special occasion. You know.
Yes, we can see that.
Sorry, gentlemen. I did my best.
Come on, Abe. Got our club cards with us. Working Men's Institute card. Gets you in anywhere and welcome.
Aye.
Come on, lad. There'll be another time for the belly lean.
Anything you want me to, all I want is loving you and music, music, music.
Close, sir. They try to
Don't tell us we're too young to really be in love. They say that love's a word we've only heard, but can't begin to know the meaning of the meaning. Hey.
Yeah? Wake up.
See. My mouth feels like the inside of our Budgie's cage.
There's no sign of Ern.
What time is it?
11 o'clock.
No sign of Ern?
We'd better make inquiries.
We'll put the kettle on first.
Abe, I'm deeply perturbed.
We'll put the kettle on and think about it.
Kettle's been on, off, and tea's made, and I'm still deeply perturbed.
Where do you reckon he is?
Drowned.
Drowned?
It's got to be drowned, hasn't it? You don't come on a canal cruise and get run over by a bus. Drowned. Then he went out in his haste to post the cards. Obviously overwrought by thoughts of Sarah. Tried the 7-foot jump across the lock, stumbled, hit his head. Heavy clothes filled with water dragged him under. Postcards floating on the stilled waters.
I'll say this for you, Art. You make the coroner's job easy for him.
We'd better get moving and inform the police.
I cannot believe he's drowned. Wait till the tide goes out.
Very funny. It's not so funny for Ern. Frogmen out, drag lines, dredgers. Messy business, a canal drowning, I can tell you.
Well, we'd better inform the police if you reckon.
I do reckon. There's another cup of tea in that pot.
Listen. Hey, the Bellolina, she's gone.
Never mind the Bellolina. What about Ern?
What about her?
Ern, we thought you were drowned.
You're not even wet.
Where have you been?
You'll never guess.
Where?
Home.
Home? Leeds?
Castleford Street, 57, our house, home.
You went home?
I was passing New Street Station, looked in, looked up at the departures board. Leeds, platform 7. Couldn't resist. Went home to Sarah.
You went home to Sarah? In the middle of a holiday?
Aye. It only took 2.5 hours.
Why did you go?
I was homesick.
Are you all right now? I mean, we have another 10 days yet.
I'm all right now. Now I've seen Sarah.
What did Sarah say when you got back?
She said hello, and how long you stopping?
What do you do with yourself?
Well, Sarah got me a dinner up. Chops and potatoes and peas like, and then apple dumplings. Then we went to the club for gala night.
Sure. You're making me homesick. What was on at the club?
George Brewster and the Fighting Cocks. And that bloke who sings like Matt Monroe.
Say no more. Say no more. Then you went home. To bed.
Ah.
It's a bit unfair, isn't it? I mean, on the real stalwarts. The real true monks are here suffering. You went home to Sarah for your wild oats.
Hey, at the club, was our Agnes there?
Yes, she was there.
Who with?
Her mother.
She better be with her mother and all. Right, lads, let's get cracking after the ballerina.
Hey, look! Shantytown!
Looks more like Shanghai.
Slow it down, don't have a look.
What do you want to look for? We're supposed
Knowledge! Inquisitiveness is the encyclopedia of the unread man. There's a ringer and buckets. It is pram. Oh, and here comes the owner. Nice boat.
Yeah. Why the preliminaries?
Oh, not being nosy, I'm just interested in the boats.
Yeah, they all say that. White-trousered tourists, council estate kids who throw stones, health visitors, welfare men, you know. You've seen me. Why not go?
We're just on holiday. It's all curiosity, you know.
I'm not that curious about other people's lives.
Rough, is it? How do you do for baths?
Look, friend, you've got a little boat. It's got a little engine in. Try it out.
Got kids, have you? And a wife?
Oh, Christ, man, look around you. Sure, there's a child here and a mother. I'll tell you this.
Yeah, what?
You did better than the census, man. You never got that far with us.
Well, all the best, pal. Look, can I give you 10 bob? Buy the kiddie something.
We don't deal in money, mister.
Oh, come off it. You don't tell the Social Security that.
Yeah, that's your way of living, fella, not ours. Christ, we don't want your setup, and still you come ogling at us.
You listen to me, pal. It's this setup you don't like. I'm a working man, that's my setup. And every other working man is tied to me like a Siamese twin. That's you, your mates, and everybody else that draws the same air and Social Security that I draw. You might contract out of the capitalist system. Well, brother, I contracted out of it years ago. But there are ways and ways. And my way is by staying inside it until I can take it over, not by sitting on the arse on the gut. Now, will you take a contribution from my brother?
Well, if you want to give my baby a pound, I'll take your pound.
It's converting the savages, weak at heart.
It looked like squeezing of the mugs to me.
that?
It's a pub. It's not opening time, is it?
No, no, that chair.
Chair? What's he on about?
Isn't that a beautiful chair?
It's a bit of tap.
I think it's William Morris.
I think you're Charlie Chaplin.
Hey, stop the boat, I want to get off.
And what about the Bellarine?
No, I want to get off here to inquire about that chair.
There's a big pub further on and another mooring.
No, I want to get off here, Art.
All right. Antiques afloat. Ask him if the woodworm can swim.
Hey, landlord.
Yeah?
I'm interested in this chair, you see.
Not for sale.
Oh. Well, I'll give you 50 pence for it.
I'm not interested.
Well, 60 pence.
No.
A quid.
Not selling, is he not?
Queen Mother got first refusal, has she?
Hey, it's a cider house.
What's that then?
It sells cider. All sorts of cider. Draft cider, sweet cider.
That decides it. Unless he's got cider with Rosie, we're off.
Hey, just a minute, just a minute. Would you tell me it's a pure cider house? Bit of old England, this is, isn't it? It's mum for trade.
What about the Bellarine?
This is the first cider house we've met. The Bellarine can wait.
Good old Art.
What about the chair?
He's not selling. At least he says he's not, but I think he's weakening.
Right, 3 pints of cider. We could see us in the club drinking cider. Good job we got rid of that Elsan. Felt like a bloody orchard in there. What you got there, friend?
Take your pick.
All cider, is it?
No, we have got beer, but we specialise in cider.
Beer for me. Come off it, Abe. When in Rome.
Cider all round.
Don't go to a Chinese restaurant and eat chips.
I do.
Well, you're not here.
3 pints of cider, landlord.
Strong stuff, you know.
You're looking at 3 strong Worcester pippins. Do you get it?
What sort do you want? Out of the barrel, we've got dry, sweet, strong special.
Pint of each. We'll rotate the glasses.
It's a very fine chair out there, landlord.
Aye.
But it's criminal leaving it out in that weather. It's going all weather beaten.
Ageism.
Criminal neglect leaving a chair like that out in the rain.
Oh, I'm a bit of a villain.
I'll take it off your hands for a quid.
You won't. There's 3 pints of cider, lads.
You having one with us then, landlord?
Yes, I'll have half a bitter.
Cheers.
Same as usual. Half a cider.
Hey, the old timer gets stuck in, don't he?
Oh, enjoy it then, are you, Holden?
Oh, aye. He looks a bit of the good old stuff, doesn't he? Pure country stuff there. Hey, what do you want that chair for, then?
It's a farmhouse chair. You know me, I'm a farmer at heart. And my white mice, and my rabbits, and my pigeons. I like the livestock. I like farming. I'm a breeder at heart. And I'd like a farmhouse chair by the fire so that after a night with the livestock, or a trip to Harrogate Shore, I could come back home, sit in my farmhouse chair.
And drink your cider. Who's the old timer over there, then, landlady?
Ah, it's Charlie. He's an old boatman. Used to work on the canals till they were finished.
Ah, did he? Ask him if he'll have a drink and join us.
He'll have a cider and join you all night. He waits for the people with the noddy boats to ask him to join them. Charlie, you're invited.
Hello, old timer. We've set you up a drink. Off the canals, are you?
Aye, I'm off the cut.
Worked on it, did you?
In the old days, I worked and lived on it. How old do you think I am? Go on. How old do you think I am?
70.
You think I'm 70, do you? 85. 85 years ago, I was born. Do you know where I was born? I was born at Lapworth, Toplock. Mind you, my mother was trying to reach Wolverhampton Flour Mill because, you see, that's where the boat people like to have their babbies. There were so many babbies born there, they called it the maternity home. School? Never once. A school board man used to come round to see my father, and he'd say, I want those kids at school tomorrow morning. And my father would say, oh, yes, sir. And then at night to my mother, he'd say, loosen off them rows, we're off, and off we go.
Well, excuse me, landlady.
And there was some schooling at Bullsbridge. There was a nun there. Give the children a bit of education, give the women a bit of help with their money, give the men a bit of medical attention. She was a sister of nurse. Oh, but that was in the old days. I used to run coal from Cannock Deep, Fifth down the Whirly Essington to Wolverhampton. A good run. No locks. Yes, you could get anything for a bit of coal. Drinks off the publicans, and status of the farmers for a bit of coal. And off the women. They used to call it the arsehole tax. I was a respectable married man. And when I was on my honeymoon, I was running from Manchester to Birmingham, and you didn't get package when you got to the other end, see? All we was carrying was tin peaches. We used to say that a couple that could have their honeymoon on tin peaches and diarrhea at last. And we did. Friends of Bestman, take your hands off, that's mine. You just be careful what you do. That little bit of fancy work, it doesn't belong to you. She's a nice girl, I know, and she squeezes absolutely fine. You can do just what you like with any other fella's wife, but take the hands off, that's mine. You had to be strong in those days. You had to be able to use these and anything else. If you came to a lock, for example, and somebody was coming up, and you was going down, and they were taking your water, you had to fight them for it. Nobody to help you. It was coats off, and the best man got the water. Now, just you remember that.
We'll do that, old-timer. Take your hands off. That's mine. Take your hands off. That's mine. You just be careful what you do. That little bit of fancy work, it doesn't belong to you. She's a nice girl, I know. And she's squeezing absolutely fine. You can do just what you like with any other fella's wife. But take your hands off. That's mine. Take your hands off, that's mine. You must look separate, lads. Good, eh? He's pinching our water. After him, Abe. And what the old timer said, somebody pinches your water, they'll have to fight for it. Hey, what's your game? You're too little to be awkward. Come on.
Keep your hands off, that's mine. Keep your hands off, that's mine. Finish, pal. I'm in no rush.
Now look at that roof. What's it like that for?
They were good at making them like that.
There must be a reason.
That's a reason.
There must be a better reason than that. Ern?
They cut the top off railway tunnels.
Very bright. I'll hazard a guess.
What?
They had a lot of tin to spare, so they bent it round like that.
Lot of tin to spare? Why should they have had a lot of tin to spare?
I'll ask the man and put it to the question.
Well, hurry up, it's near closing time.
Want a bit of water for breakfast, don't we?
Ah, well, we can put the pipe in first, then go for a drink.
Oh, friend, could you settle a question?
Hose pipe in first.
Aye, can we put the hose pipe in, fill the tank while we go off to the pub?
If you like.
Tell me, why are the roofs of these Stratford cottages rounded?
Oh, they're the top halves of railway tunnels.
There you are. Railway tunnels.
But how did they cut them off?
Well, they didn't cut them off. They're sort of patterns. They made patterns for the tunnel, built the bricks round them, and then when that was done, they used the patterns for roofs.
Fantastic. There's an education at every bend.
Well, can we leave the pipe running and nip over the pub?
Oh, if you like.
Are you coming with us, mister?
No, I ain't.
Oh, don't drink, do you not?
Ain't got no pub. Oh, that used to be my pub, till he took over for them.
New landlord for the brewery.
Oh, and he knocked the bar wall down and made it into one of them the posh lounges. And he made it clear to the locals he didn't want them in.
What did he do?
Well, we used to play darts in there, and he said, no darts, I don't want no dart playing. Now I've started my scampi trade and chicken in the basket. So we took to dominoes. And he said, don't want no domino playing because the clicking of them drives my wife mad. So we said we'd play with rubber dominoes. He said, no, it scratches lovely tables and the scampi customers didn't like it. So we said, like as how we'd get our own domino board, you know, make it ourselves out of plywood with a felt bottom. And he said, I don't want that either.
Because it would spoil the scampi trade?
And chicken in the basket. He did everything to make it unpleasant for us. Now there ain't none of the locals in this village been in since.
That's strong-minded of you. Lads, we get the message.
Message?
That pub's blacklisted. We're not going in.
Where's the next one, lockkeeper, that doesn't do scampi and chips?
Ooh, 3 mile off.
We'll never make it.
In that case, we'll do without. That pub is blackballed. When I get back to Leeds, I'm going to tell every working man's club that it's on the blacklist. No publican insults the working man and gets away with it. I'm sorry, lads, but tonight we're dry.
Dry? We can't be dry. We've been coming down.
Working class solidarity. An insult to one is an insult to all. Lockkeeper, you're not alone.
Take as much water as you like.
I'll never sleep. Me neither.
Can you sit down and read a book?
It's all right, Art. We've managed quite well without the heavy head stuff.
All this way through Shakespeare's country. I can feel Shakespeare in the trees. Shakespeare's part of me. Do you know the books my father had in the house? My father had in the house the Daily Herald complete works of Shakespeare, the ragged-trousered philanthropist, and the history of the Yorkshire miners. These were my Bibles. And now I'm walking through places Shakespeare himself must have walked. Lift your minds above those of brown ale, lads. Look out at the trees and understand the true poetry of Shakespeare.
And they call Zoe Buttercup Joe. I can certain flowers know. I can rip and mow. I'm as fresh as the day sun. Grow in the field, and they go away, but it's a show. Good night, lads.
You're drunk. You been over the snub house?
No. Only me and the lads have a few crates over the village hall, you see. And we sit in the back having a booze up.
What about us?
Oh, no, I can't invite strangers. Because once you get them in from up north, you can't get rid of them. And it'll end up one of these working men's institutes. Good night. Well, mate.
What a hero, first class. Of the working class. Corrupted by 1,000 years of serfdom, brother. These country folk are all the same. Corrupted by 1,000 years of serfdom. They'll learn with the example of their brothers in industry.
Hey, can't trouble last, Dave.
We've got you now, my bonnies. Go and ask if we can couple up to go through the locks. It's the only coupling he'll get.
Hang on, we'll come through with you. Save work if we couple up.
Sorry, you might bump the boat.
I mean, you're not.
We'd rather go through alone, old chap. Right of the water.
Hey, come on. You're up your arse. Right in the water.
Pedal stuck. Can't be done.
Do you relinquish your hold on the lock, then?
We'll have to phone the National Trust, the waterways or the local council to help us.
You try the fire brigade, kiddie. I'll settle this one. Ben! Screwdriver, 6-inch nail, piece of iron, 10 pence piece. Screwdriver. Six-inch nail. Piece of iron. Tenpence piece.
I say, can we go through with you?
It might damage our boat. But we'll couple up.
Did we make it then?
There's some bloody locks up there.
By the time you get here, you're worn out. Is there an easier way home?
Got to turn back tomorrow, ain't? No other way home. That's the Avon there, boy. That is the Avon, swans and all. The Bard of Avon. That green country we came through, boy. It was pure Shakespeare countryside, that was. You've got a feeling what the man was all about when you've been through that lot. The man had greenery in his bones. You've got to come through Shakespeare country to appreciate the man.
Hey, Abe, let's hope he doesn't get keen on Lawrence of Arabia by next year.
I'm going for the tickets. We'll get some food down, you lads. It's a glorious night.
What? Not a seat?
No, house full.
We've made a pilgrimage from Leeds.
Yes, well, that gentleman has made his from Japan, but that still doesn't make a seat available.
Japan? He didn't come by canal, did he? From Leeds by canal is anybody's epic. Have another look, miss.
Look, sir, I'd love you to get in, but you should really have booked in advance, you know.
Booked in advance? I came down in good faith, I did. Once in a lifetime, you make your pilgrimage to Shakespeare. He's the symbol of England, and I'm English. And who have you got in here?
I can assure you the Japanese aren't in luck. Look, sir, if you stand over there in the queue, you might be fortunate and get some of today's returns.
I have 2 reservations.
Oh, next window, sir. Today's returns, sir, through that door over there. That's the queue.
I'm in the queue among today's returns. Me, an Englishman by birth. What did Shakespeare write for if it wasn't for us English? Can't the Japs, Chinese and Yanks knock up a Shakespeare of their own? Today's returns. Who's going to return them? Some fat Yank who's too pissed up on scotch on the rocks to bother to make it.
Where's the tickets, then?
Just a matter of waiting.
But everybody else is threading their way on red plush carpet. What about us?
Stalwarts of the Workers' Educational Association.
We've got to wait for today's returns.
Today's returns? Have you not got tickets, then?
It's not a matter of not getting tickets. It's a matter of today's returns.
You mean you haven't got tickets?
I will in a minute.
This is like standing outside Wembley. This is for the cup final. Come all the way down and find there isn't a ticket.
I'll get tickets when they've sorted out the returns.
By the time you get tickets for Anthony and Cleopatra, he'll have had her.
If you're going to be vulgar, go and wait in the pub. I'll leave your tickets at the box office.
Oh, that's not a bad idea. There might be some Cleopatras in the pub.
Go on, you're making the place look common.
Common? It looks like the queue at the United Nations coffee bar. Come on then, eh? We'll leave Beauguest here.
Ladies and gentlemen, the curtain will rise in 5 minutes. In 5 minutes.
Oh, it's starting. Cleopatra in all her gilded majesty and me out here. Should I give in? Should I call it a day? No. Once more into the breach, dear friends.
Come on, Art. It's nearly half-time in Egypt.
Call it a night, Art. You've had it, fella.
No, I might get the second half.
You'll not get the second half unless somebody drops dead in the seat.
Faint hearts. One back to the pub. What's it like back there anyway? Good pub, is it?
Delightful, Art.
It's full of Stratford fairies.
Camp followers.
I don't believe it. Don't let homosexuals on the stage. Not in Shakespeare. It's not done, not in Shakespeare.
Oh, they're going in, Art. Come on, lad, call it a day.
I will not call it a day. I said I would come down by canal to see Anthony and Cleopatra, and I'll not be disappointed. For God's sake, every nation in the world's represented there. What about Leeds?
Aye, well, we'll leave you to it, Art.
What if I get tickets?
Well, get one for yourself. Don't fret about us.
It'd be different if James Bond was in it.
Ladies and gentlemen, would you kindly take your seats, please? The curtain is about to rise.
It was worth a try, Art. Got some bottled beer for you.
We didn't think you'd want to sit in the pub with all them theatre goers when you hadn't theatre gone.
Theatre goers, they don't know what they've seen. I doubt if they've seen anything but the sand, just gaped. You could put the gang show on, it'd be just the same to them if you said it was by Shakespeare.
There's the Bella Lane anyway, Abe.
They succeed who do not need to eat.
What's it like, love?
Fine.
Fine. The critical comment of the English dolly class. You sit them down and parade before them 2 hours of the finest language England has ever produced. What do they say? Fine.
Never mind, Art. Come on, we'll tie up under the theatre. How will that suit you? We shall rope ourselves to the wall.
Oh, come on, Art. You couldn't have better than that for second best.
Look, Art, the Swan of Avon.
Aye, Stratford-on-Avon. Home of the bard.
And we're on his sweet waters.
All right, all right. I know you're being kind. I didn't get in, that's it. Turn back tomorrow. Go back with her tails between her legs. There is a tide in the affairs of men which, if taken at the full, ah, well, we missed it. Hey, you up there? Been in the show, have you?
Yeah.
There's no need to throw your ice cream cups at us.
Oh, sorry. Packet of facts. I didn't see you, sorry.
Yes, thank you. Enjoy what you saw, did you? Did you appreciate it?
Not fully. Why?
Not fully, why? I'll tell you why. That place is half full of the fully blind. Did you appreciate the glimpses of truth? The rays and glimmers of eternal glories?
Oh, I like to think we were in on the glimpses.
Sorry, gentlemen, you can't moor down there, you know. This is private property.
Private property? This is private property? It strikes me all England's private property. Even Shakespeare's private property. Keep off. Trespassers will be prosecuted. Not for public use. Well, I'm staying here.
You've been in the theatre tonight?
Was I in the theatre? What would I be doing in there? They wouldn't let me in.
You mean you didn't get a seat?
There is nothing in Stratford for the Englishman. I'm staying here right here, do you hear that?
I'm sorry, sir, but it's not allowed.
Oh, let them stay, John. We're just going to have a drink with them, aren't we?
If you're keeping John off, you'd better come down.
Right.
You better fill your gin and tonics up. We can't provide them here.
It's all right. We'll go on beer.
Oh, this is great. Have you come far?
Pilgrimage.
The birthplace of the bard.
Is it better off going at birthplace of Karl Marx?
Well, you've come up in regal style.
Pope was beaten gold, purple the sails, and so perfumed the winds were lovesick with them. The oars were silver,
and to the tune of flutes kept stroke, and made the water that they beat to follow after as amorous of their stroke.
That sounded good. Hey, wait on a bit. You're not in it, are you? You're not actors?
Pastoral, historical, tragical, comical. Historical, tragical, comical, pastoral. We are the only men.
Hey, lads, they're actors. What's your names then, kiddos?
This is Janet. I'm Richard.
Well, I'm Martin. This is Ern, Abe. We come from Leeds.
Gentlemen, welcome to Stratford.
What are you doing there, then? Carry a spear?
Carry a spear and a few other bits and pieces.
You've got to start at the bottom, haven't you? One of these days, they might give you a dagger to stick in Caesar's back.
Yeah, that's right, if I stick at it, if I'm lucky.
And you, lover, what do? On the barge, are you?
Yep, I'm on the barge.
How do you like that, then? And to think I were grieving because we couldn't get in, and now we've got you here on the barge, in full blazing glory. Yeah, I know you must be tired, I know you get pestered by autograph hunters and hangers-on like that. But one last question, so I can tell the missus back home. What parts are you playing? Go on, tell us your names.
Well, I'm Anthony.
You mean Anthony Jr. or something like that?
No, Anthony.
And you?
I'm his bird, Cleopatra.
Hey, lads, we've made it. Hey, I said all along we'd made drinks all round. Right down the cut into the royal presence. Listen, kids, you have a barge in the play. Do you have a badge like this?
Well,
Would you? I mean, would you do a bit for us? So we'll be able to tell them back in the club. Go on. Go. Here, use your glass.
Yeah. What should we do?
Like our Terry.
Alack, our terrene moon is now eclipsed, and it portends alone the fall of Antony.
I must stay his time.
To flatter Caesar, would you mingle eyes with one that ties his points?
Not know me yet?
Cold-hearted toward me.
Ah, dear, if I be so, from my cold heart let heaven engender hail, and poison it at the source, and the first stone drop in my neck. As it determines, so dissolve my life. The next Caesarean smite, till by degrees the memory of my womb, together with my brave Egyptians all, by the discanding of this pelleted storm, lie graveless, till the flies and gnats of Nile have buried them for prey.
I am satisfied.
Caesar sits down in Alexandria, where I will oppose his fate.
Where's your man, then?
Our force by land.
He's gone off with his friends.
Send the navy too.
Left you alone, has he?
To look after the boat.
What's his game, then?
Didn't you notice? He prefers fellas to women.
You don't mean to say...
We've come down to see his friends. They have a cottage in the town.
Where do you fit into it?
A bit of dressing for the boat.
Bit of a waste of a figurehead, isn't it?
If no one else appreciates the figurehead.
Where hast thou been, my heart? Dost thou hear, lady? If from the field I shall return once more to kiss these lips, I shall return in blood.
What are you doing?
Looking after the boat. I thought it might be safer in the middle. And cooler. I fancy a swim. It's warm enough for a swim. I think I'll go in. Won't you?
I'd love to, but I haven't got a cosy.
It's quiet over there. I don't think we need bother with cosies. Well, I'm drifting. It's now or never if you're coming in.
Well, can't let you drift.
Fill our bowls once more. Let's mock the midnight bell.
It is my birthday. I had thought to have held it poor. But since my lord is Antony again, I will be Cleopatra.